What the f?
The final 12
Good engine.
Yep.
There you go.
I got 350.
All right, guys, so it's been a few days since the auction on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. The auction's on open Sunday, Monday. So today I got in touch with the seller of the Fusion. It's a charity, obviously. It was a donated vehicle. And after some negotiations, we managed to agree to $500 plus fees. Obviously, the auction collects the fees. My winning bid at auction on Saturday on this Fusion was $300. So I had to come up a little bit, but it's a manual. It's got about average mileage. Carfax shows pretty decent maintenance on it. It did fail emissions inspection back in June. Was driven and then parked. So there's two things that could have caused that. Obviously, an issue with the exhaust system, which I didn't hear any loud exhaust on the car when it drove through. Could be a bad cat. Or it could be even something as simple as the OBD2 connection not working. This is a 4-cylinder 5-speed. The engine's a good engine. There's more issues with the 3.0 V6, and the manual obviously eliminates the automatic transmission issues these cars had. So I feel pretty good about the buy. I got an Uber coming right now. I got nobody. It's a Tuesday. I took today off because of the beautiful weather. I'm out here with no jacket on. It's 60 degrees. I got nobody who's not working today to go up with me to get the car. So I'm going to take a chance, Uber up there. It's about a 30-minute drive, and hopefully it'll start up and go. If it doesn't start, they have booster packs there. And if the tires are flat, they have an air compressor there. So as long as everything else checks out like it did as it drove through, I should be good to drive it back. All right, so here we are with the Fusion. And I haven't started yet. The battery's stone cold dead. You can tell it's a vehicle that sat for some time, not too long according to the Carfax. It was still being driven back in June. Got some branches and some bullshit here on top of the engine. What I do see that I like is the coolant's full and clean. The oil is a little low, but it's reading in the dipstick. Tires look good. Look really good, actually, and they're all matching BF Goodrich. Interior is pretty clean. It's got the matching keys. When I say clean, I don't mean clean as in the carpets and seats are clean, but there's no major damage to the interior. Again, I did see this run and drive through. It had an airbag light on when it drove through. Temperature was right where it should have been at the time, and the kid driving it through, who I know from coming here for so long, told me the clutch felt strong. So hopefully everything checks out and she drives home without issue. It does have that rejected sticker, like I said, but being that this is a Massachusetts car, a black R means it was rejected for emissions, and I confirmed that on the Carfax. It did get a reject for emissions, but a pass for safety. And that was about 3,000 miles ago. And you usually have about 60 days to drive the car before you have to retest it. I'm sure this guy drove it those extra 60 days and then parked it and donated it. Body's clean. We also have the same tires on this side. So hopefully she's a runner and a driver. I'm gonna go find the guys now, boost it. On this beautiful day, I don't want to be hanging around here all day. I want to get this car home and get it cleaned up. All right, I've got the booster pack on there. Hopefully this works. That'd be nice. It's got that typical Ford interior smell. Make sure we're definitely in neutral here. There it goes. See a little bit of persuasion, but Seems to run all right. It's got no gas in it, so I got to do my best to get out of here right away. And that's just the vents. Okay guys, let me throw the plate on go because I don't want to run this thing out of gas. Alright folks, sorry I didn't record. Getting out of there was just crazy. I had to borrow a jumper pack, as you saw. Couldn't find the kit afterwards to get my license back, and this thing was flat out of gas, so I ended up just running across the street, putting gas in it, coming back, finally finding the kit after 10 minutes. Got my license back and I'm on my way. I'm very impressed so far. This thing runs perfectly smooth. No check engine lights or anything like that. No service lights, nothing aside from the airbag, which I'm guessing is just a bad sensor. I believe these Fords are on recall anyway for their airbags. At least my Mustang is. That's an 09. This might not be, but either way, that's easy to resolve. The brakes in the back, just the driver's rear, when I brake, is howling a little bit, you know. So I'm guessing that it needs a pad and rotor back there, maybe a caliper. But that's wear and tear. You can hear it when I brake. It does still stop. Again, this vehicle obviously was sitting, I imagine probably somewhere moist, and that caused the rotor to get rusty. Aside from that, it drives fantastic. The clutch is great in this car, I have to imagine. It's been replaced. It's surprisingly very firm, but in a good way. It feels like a strong clutch. I see what that kid was saying now. He said it feels like it's been replaced. I don't think this is the factory firmness of the clutch. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never driven a manual Fusion. I'm not sure many of us ever have. They're pretty rare. But the car otherwise drives fantastic. Those rear tires have more tread than I thought. They have about the same as the front. So it pretty much has 4 brand new tires on it. So anyway, it feels good. The steering's nice and tight. I'm very happy I was able to get this for $500. Anyway, I'm going to focus on the road. Obviously, I'll tune in if there's any reason to tune in, but I think this one's going to be smooth sailing. All right, just an update. The brakes have gotten much better already just from driving it. Now when I hit the brakes, I don't wobble anymore or make any noise. So I think the brakes will actually be fine, which is great. That saves me some money right there, not having to do a brake job. So the only thing I don't like about the car is the tires are really loud, which is weird because they're BF Goodrich. A lot of tire noise, which is typical in a cheaper tire. But aside from that, the car is fantastic. I really was a little unsure on this one because they said, why was a 2006 Fusion donated? You know, this is a vehicle that has some value, obviously. Not that much. You know, this is a $2,000-$3,000 car. That's for a quick sale at $2,000. You know, $3,000 really its market value on the private market. But there's nothing wrong with it. It drives fantastic. Just whatever reason it failed emissions, and let's just say it needs a whole new exhaust system. Even still, this is still a great deal, and I don't hear any noise from the exhaust system, so I can't imagine that's the case. It's depressing knowing that tomorrow we're going to be back in the 30-degree temperatures. It's 60 degrees here now, still at 4 o'clock. I did really good this week between the immaculate Taurus over there, it needs nothing at all, and this Fusion here, which really probably needs nothing at all as well. I have 2 guesses on the rejection for the emissions. One is that this person brought this to get inspected. Maybe the battery had died. You do recall the battery was stone cold dead when I went to start it, which, you know, now it fortunately, at least for now, is holding a charge. I just went to start it right back up after a few minutes. So perhaps I went with the battery having recently been dead, and obviously you need to drive your car for a few days to get the emissions back in spec if your battery dies, at least on something as new as this. My other guess, maybe the OBD2 is not working. I'll test that later at my code reader, and again, if they can't plug into that, they'll reject it. But crazy that it was donated. Look at the body. I mean, it's pretty straight. There's no major dents anywhere. And clean, and the paint's not faded. There's obviously some grime on it from it sitting, which of course the next thing I'm going to do later today after I enjoy this weather, I'm going to take it down to the power wash and blast off this dirt, bring back the shine I know this paint has underneath all this dirt. You can see it was definitely parked underneath a tree for at least a good few months. But there's no rust. This is a little surface rust down here, but obviously if I hit that with some must for rust, it'll go away. And let me check the rocker panel. I didn't even check that. Yeah, the rocker panels are solid. It's that one little spot, and if I clean that up and you know, put a little bit of oil on there, it should be fine. Undercarriage looks very clean. Very, very clean. And again, these tires have great tread. They're not cheapo tires, so I'm surprised they're so loud. That's my only complaint, and I'm already starting to think I might keep this as a daily. And I hate to say, as much as I love my Sonic, maybe I'll sell the Sonic and daily drive this, because this has a little more creature comforts than the Sonic does, but it still gets good mileage, and it has the manual, which is what I like about my Sonic. You know, I do a lot of driving, and that thing gets 38 miles a gallon, has a manual transmission, and it's a good little small car for city driving. This is a little bit bigger, but not huge. Again, manual transmission. I know the 4-cylinder Fusions, even with an automatic, get pretty decent mileage. I bought my mother a Mercury Milan years ago. It's just a year old with 6,000 miles on it, and that had the 4-banger in it, and she got good mileage. And that car, to this day, has given her no mechanical issues at all, just basic maintenance. It's at 100,000 miles now, so these cars are known to be pretty simple with the 4-banger. I think I would have hesitated to bid on this if it had been an automatic, because I would have thought this must be here at the auction because it's having transmission problems. With the manual, and knowing that the kid told me that the clutch was good, driving it through the auction, I was comfortable, but I always bid low. You guys know me, I'm the ultimate low baller. Rather shoot low, and even if there's a reserve, then you work with the seller afterwards, and that's how I was able to get them down to 500. And I'm very happy about that. So what I'm going to do right now, while I still have some daylight, is I'm going to pop the hood open. I'm going to clean out all the crap on the engine and vacuum the interior. I think my vacuum's having some issues, if I remember, but I'll do the best I can. Just get rid of some of the crap that's in here. And then later on, we'll take it down to the car wash, blast off all that dirt, and she'll be good to go. All right, guys, just a quick peek at the interior before I clean it. Not the cleanest I've seen. There's a lot of gunk and dirt on the center console. Obviously the carpets need a good vacuuming, but it's not terrible. But obviously I'm going to clean it right now. The engine bay, I got all the bullshit out of there. Hard to believe it's the same one. I'm going to give it a little degreasing, but no more nest in here of leaves, and you can kind of see it all on the ground down there. But it's a very clean engine overall. No major leaks showing, anything like that. So I'm happy to see that it cleaned up so nicely. Even the keyless entry still works. All right, guys, so here is the, I don't want to say finished product. There's just some spots that are way too thick, the dirt, to get out even with the pressure washer. So what I'll do is I'll come back here in a few days, bring some, I should have brought it with me, I didn't think I'd need it. Usually I'm able to get all the dirt off here just fine. I'll bring some rubbing alcohol and take off spots like this. I was hitting this area for a while, and you can see it did do away with some of it, but I'm just wasting my time. I could just hit this with some rubbing alcohol, give it a wipe, it'll come right off. And there's some other spots anyway I'm gonna need to do that. For example, I don't know if it's bird crap or what, but these won't come out with just pressure. Again, more of it over here. Spot down here on the passenger side door, but otherwise it cleaned up pretty nice. And obviously going to take care of the wheels too. I'm going to wait, again, another good reason to come back in a few days. I'm going to wait a few days, let the rust keep grinding off of these rotors. They're getting better and better as I drive it, but you know, I want to get them nice and clean and rust free. You can see they're getting there before I go crazy cleaning the wheels, because if I do it now, they're just going to dirty themselves up all over again. But definitely an improvement. And this is also something I have to take care of with some Gooby Gone or bug and tar remover. You can see there's a lot of old bird crap that is applied, that has stuck itself to the hood, and that would have come off with pressure. You got to be careful when you try to get this stuff off. You just rip it off with your fingernail, it can actually take the clear coat off. So again, not the finished product. You guys will see more of this car anyway, but this is certainly an improvement over how it looked a few hours ago. I got this car at 2 o'clock today. Here we are 8 o'clock at night. Running and driving very well. Much cleaner. Again, not perfect, much cleaner. Don't worry, I'm going to take care of it, get it all perfect. This is just to prove this video, and I had to get at least some of the dirt off. I couldn't stand looking at it like that. You can also see I bumped the headlights. Just did a quick job on them. They're not perfect, but just a quick polishing. Didn't even sand them or anything. Obviously, if I was to sand them lightly, I'm sure they'd be even better. But again, just a temporary improvement. The interior, I did a number on this. This is where I spent most of my time today. The interior was very dirty. You can see now I cleaned the dashboard, the seats, the carpets, the center console. Remember all the crap that was stuck to that? Nice and clean now. I went to town on this interior because it was filthy. Very, very gross. I'd say almost as bad as the Navigator. There was less mystery items in the interior. It's just my groceries. There's less mystery items in the interior, but there was a lot of filth stuck to the seats. One more thing to show you. I also degreased the engine bay. Just, you know, make it look better. I didn't go crazy like it's a show car, but just wiped everything down with a greaser and a rag. Let's see how this battery holds up. I went to put another battery in here and it didn't fit. This is a very, you can see it's going to be low. The ones I have at home are taller. So I charged it up for a few hours on my big heavy duty charger. We'll see how it holds up. The test will be tomorrow. See if it starts in the morning after sitting overnight. I'm planning on changing it anyway, but again, just until I get that exact battery. But definitely an improvement here as well. Much, much nicer sitting in here now. This thing isn't so disgusting inside. You can see she fires right up. Besides that airbag light, no mechanical issues. I put some miles on her today. I had to add a little bit of oil to it. Only other thing I need to do to this vehicle this week is change the oil. It's a little bit overdue, and obviously the car sat, so I want to get some clean oil and a clean filter in here. And again, come back here in a few days, give it a real good cleaning with the proper products, and obviously I will keep you guys updated on that. But that's going to do it for this video. So thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the next one.